We're very lucky to be here at Spa, and I think you could ask any driver up and down the pit lane and they'd say that Spa Francorchamps is the best track in the world.
It's super special. I mean, you look at all the history here. Every single time you come in here, you get like that little bit of butterflies in your stomach.
It's the sort of circuit that every corner has its own character.
The elevation changes are phenomenal.
Every driver will say that Eau Rouge is fantastic.
When you get the compression into the car, the G-force pushing you down, it's like something you've never felt before.
Something that is always a challenge, that is never easy no matter what car you have.
It's definitely a dream come true, and fortunately we had a day or two to test here and get comfortable because I haven't been here before. So without those 2 days, I'd be pretty lost and pretty terrified right now.
It's always frightening at Spa. You know, you've got the trees here, you've got the barriers in close proximity, high-speed corners, but that's why we love it here. It's awesome.
It's a beautiful place to be, and we're really fortunate to have this on the ELMS schedule.
It's a great privilege to come here. I'm very lucky to be a racing driver.
Welcome to Spa Francorchamps for the penultimate round of the 2017 European Le Mans Series. Now, as we head towards the end of the season, the suspense is really building, as across all three titles, the championships are far from being decided. One thing, however, is for certain: the drivers cannot wait to race around this iconic circuit.
In LMGTE, 13 points separate the top three crews, with a 90 TF Sport Aston Martin leading. 9 points behind is the 66 JMW Motorsport Ferrari, which will benefit from the input of Will Stevens, as they did for their win at Le Mans for the final two events of the year.
The Ferraris have won 3 out of the 4 races, so obviously we seem to be a bit of the stronger car at the moment, but we'll just keep on making the best of a bad situation and keep trying to get as maximum points as possible. We obviously have to be conservative because we don't want to do anything stupid, but also we need to score points, so we have to do the best that we possibly can and hope that the Aston is going to be stronger here. We don't think it will be. We think maybe Portimao might be a little bit better, but fingers crossed, we hope for a good result nevertheless.
We're here for one aim. We need to be winning races, and if we do that, then for those guys, they can win the championship. So we'll be fast, that's for sure. We worked together really well at Le Mans. Hopefully, as a team, we can do a good job, and we're looking to have a good result.
In LMP3, 5 teams remain in contention, but United Autosports has been dominant with their number 2 car, and they sit 12 points ahead of the number 18 M Racing YMR entry.
We're trying not to think about it. I asked my engineers, and we actually looked at each other and we're like, no, we didn't even do the math. We've read about it online, but we haven't done the math. We just got to go about it like any other race, get a good points day. We're pretty good on pace, so a lot of confidence in it, so hopefully we can put it all together on Sunday.
The championships are our target. Finishing first is the way we consider the job would be done. Second, much less satisfying. United are really strong, they're experienced, so we're going to try and be in front of them, grab the points and leave them behind. In LMP2, G-Drive is leading the team's classification by 12 points, but United Autosports haven't given up this fight either.
I don't like to think too much in the numbers and the mathematics. I think it's better just approach each race and do the best job you can, and after you see the result. I'm happy we've had a good season so far, and hopefully we can have another good race here and get closer to our end goal, which is the championship.
It's a very big fight for sure. It's been going since the first round. We've been swapping places, first and second, and right now we're chasing. We're 12 points behind, and we definitely need to do some good work, do some good things here at this race to close the gap, and then maybe we can seal it at Portimao. So we'll see what happens.
According to the saying, the grass is always greener on the other side. Well, we decided to put that to the test by asking the ELMS drivers who's got the best stuff.
The 55 AF course, our Spirit Race Ferrari.
J'ai drive racing by Dragon Speed.
You want quick answers, don't you? Beach team, obviously.
Number 3 car, United Autosports.
S&P.
The one that wins the race.
Yes, for sure. I couldn't say.
Aston Martin, of course.
I think Eureka.
United Autosports.
Ferrari.
We do.
J'ai drive racing by Dragon Speed.
Might be the Orcas, but it seems like we're closing in.
Jim at Werther, we have.
J'ai drive racing by Dragon Speed.
Definitely AF Corsa.
We have.
United Autosports.
We've got a good team manager. Yeah, really good. Ours is good.
I have to say it's us, otherwise I get in trouble.
It's all about us, isn't it?
Oh, it's a tricky one.
That's hard to say, isn't it?
Difficult one. There is many good drivers around.
Nico Lapierre.
Will Stevens.
I'd like to say me, but that would sound a bit arrogant, so Darren Turner.
Me.
Hanley.
Nicky team on one lap.
I don't know. They're too young and too new for me. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
JMWR won the best.
S&P, je pense.
United.
I think we got.
That's easy, the 55 Ferrari.
We were the fastest, but we need a bit more consistency. I really don't look that accurate to the other teams.
Let's say United.
The best tyre management. It's not me.
United Motorsport is probably the best.
United.
S&P.
We got, definitely. I'm sure about that.
I think the Ferrari has the best tyre management as well.
That's got to be us. We're really good. We look after our tyres. Dunlop do a good job. Yeah, perfect.
3, 2, 1. Pit exit is green. LMGT session has started.
JMW Motorsport's secret weapon Will Stevens found himself nearly a second off pole, and he couldn't do any better than third at the wheel of the 66 Ferrari. Nicky Team was second best for the class championship leader TF Sport in the 90 Beech Dean Aston Martin. But the Dane was 3/10 slower than Italy's Matteo Cairoli, who handed Proton Competition's 77 Porsche their first pole of the season.
We are glad to be on pole here in Spa for the 4 hours race. The car was amazing to drive and I really enjoyed every single second. Yeah, the team as usual did a perfect job, so we are pretty happy with the setup, and yeah, tomorrow it's the big day and we will try to bring it home.
After 3 poles in a row, Ferrari failed to dominate in Belgium, but behind the Porsche, it's the championship's top 3 cars.
Go. Pit exit is green.
The LMP3 Championship leader, United Autosport's number 2 car, set third fastest time with Sean Rahal. The American team, though, always works on race trim. Nevertheless, the 3 sister car took second place on the grid, courtesy of Wayne Boyd. But 7/10 faster, Mikkel Jensen in the number 980 racing entry, his second pole of the season.
Our season goes like up, down, so we had a good first race, then we had a problem in Monza, then a good race in Red Bull Ring, then I got a problem last week, so it's good to be back. We have a very quick car and now we just have to perform during the race.
Third is still quite a good starting position for the number 2 United Autosports crew. Their rivals are well behind. The number 17 Ultimate Ligier only 7th on the grid, 11 Euro International 10th, just ahead of the 18 M Racing YMR machine.
Pit exit is open. LMP2 qualifying has started.
Third best LMP2 time was set by Enzo Joubert in the number 39 Graf entry. In second, the championship leaders, the number 22 G-Drive Racing by Dragon Speed, with Ryo Hirakawa back in the car and setting the time. But the pole position went to their sister car, the number 21 Dragon Speed machine, thanks to a quick and clinical lap from Ben Hanley.
The team did a fantastic job, masked a bit our pace in FP1 and 2 with some of the tests that we did and some traffic and things, so we knew we had the pace in the car. It was just about putting the lap in, and the tyre deck's quite high, so lap 1 is the lap, and fortunately we did a good job and it was a good lap.
It's the third front row lockout this season for the Dragon Speed Oricas. The number 32 United Autosports Ligier, second in the championship behind G-Drive, is fourth between the two Graf machines. The European Le Mans Series organisers chose Spa to reveal the dates for the 2018 calendar. Apart from one switch of dates, the season will be all about stability, with the same 6 venues as this year.
We have no reason to make big change. We just switch Silverstone and Le Castellet because you have more chance to have a small sunshine in middle of August in Silverstone than in April. And normally in April the weather can be good in Le Castellet, and it will be just after the official testing session, so it makes sense. We have 2 circuits with the aero configuration for Le Mans prior to Le Mans, which is Le Castellet and Monza, plus the regular season with Red Bull Ring, Silverstone, Spa and Portimao. So that's very interesting for stability because we have a very good grid, very good competitors, and it was definitely the wish of the people in the paddock, so we had no reason to change.
Excited. Yeah, it's great to be here in Belgium.
It's nice. Now we are at Spa. We have a good sun for today, so for sure we'll have a great race.
Yeah, a little bit cold, but raring to go. Hopefully we can have a good race today.
Yeah, it's quite cool to be outside, but yeah, it's nice to be with all the people and we're ready for the race, to fight.
Cold, it's absolutely freezing this morning. Let's hope the fog lifts and we have some nice weather for a really, really competitive race.
Well, welcome down to a very sunshiny grid here at Spa-Francorchamps, where we're ready to get round 5 of the 2017 European Le Mans Series underway. Starting from pole in GTE, it's the number 77 Porsche. I'm joined now by Joel Camavias. It's been a difficult season for the Porsche. This is great to see the Porsche on pole this time. Has it got the pace for the race though for a win?
Yeah, I will say finally. We work a lot to be here. My teammate Matteo did a great lap. For sure, the BOP this year was a bit for us a bit not as we wanted, but you know, it's difficult to balance all the brands, you know. But I guess we had some good races and some bad luck. So, but the problem is that the championship is like 6 races and you lose easily points.
Well, Well, here we are in the LMP3 part of the grid, and I'm joined now by Alex Cunha. Alex, you guys are running second in the championship. What exactly is the strategy for you guys this weekend?
The strategy for the race is really simple. We have to overtake and to improve. The qualifying were not so good for us, so now we have to overtake.
Starting from pole position in the LMP3 pack, it's a United Autosports car driven by Christian England. Hello, Christian.
Hi.
Now, it's fair to say you've had two races that you'd probably prefer to forget. Is this the end of the bad luck now?
Hopefully. I just want to correct you, it's Wayne starting the car. But yeah, we've had a couple of terrible races in terms of luck at the last two rounds. So yeah, we're all hoping to do each do us full stints and bring the car home in a good position.
Well, moving forward into the LMP2 part of the pack, I'm now at the SMP Racing effort and joined by Igor. Igor, you two had a fantastic race last time out at Le Castellet. You're obviously not fighting for the championship, but I'm imagining you're going to be fighting for another win.
We hope so. This track doesn't suit us as well as before, as in Pole Ricard, so we try our best to do it. I think we're good with the tires and we'll try to win time on that. So we're looking forward and hope to have a nice race again.
Well, starting from the second row of the grid and also second in the championship, it's the number 32 United Autosports car, and I'm joined by Philippe Albuquerque. Philippe, the strategy this weekend, obviously you guys are in second, you're chasing for that win, but it's all still to play for.
It is. We need to start now putting more risks because we need definitely to finish ahead of the orange car ahead of us. We're really close to them. Hugo is doing a good job in the start so far. Let's see how it goes, but we are pretty confident on the race. Qualifying was not that bad, and we'll look about the strategy on the tires and everything because it's going to play a big role here.
Pole position once again this season, it's the Dragon Speed car. Nico, if we can grab a quick, but another pole for you guys. The pace is really there. We've just got to convert that to a win, haven't we?
Yeah, exactly. That's the plan today. We need a good strategy to get the win. We need it this season. So far it's been quite nice in terms of performance, but the results are not there yet. So we will definitely, I think today is a good opportunity for us to try to convert this pole position on a great result.
Now, obviously, the sister car is fighting for the championship. Is that something that's in your minds at all, or are you just running your own race?
No, we are focusing on our race for sure, but obviously we got to be careful with them. We know they are playing the championship, so we'll not do anything silly, but obviously we also want to push and try to win this first race.
All ready to get this race underway here at Spa-Francorchamps, and it's a race that could be pivotal for the championship. We could see championship titles decided, or we might not. Let's go racing.
Green flag to start the formation lap of the 4 hours of Spa-Francorchamps.
It is a beautiful sunny day here at Spa. Let's get this race underway.
The race start. We have started the 4 hours of Spa. We have started the 4 hours of Spa.
Huge lock-up for the championship leader, Leo Roussel, in the G-Drive car from second on the grid as they all file into La Source. Roussel out very wide indeed. And Hugo de Sadelaer looks like he has taken the lead on the run down the hill. De Sadelaer leads out of Eau Rouge. Jonathan Hershey behind for Graf Racing. Everybody safely through the first few corners. There is De Sadelaer, United Autosports number 32. Jonathan Hershey in the slipstream looking to try and pull out. Leo Roussel in third. No change for the lead. United Autosport still in front. Top three trying to break away. G-Drive almost running into the back of the Graf Racing car in second place. Timothée Bouret up to fourth position for Panis Barthez from 8th on the grid, ahead of the number 21 Dragon Speed car. On board with Alex Capadia, Giorgio Mondini's Euro International car in front of us. They started on row 11 of the grid. Leaders already sweeping down towards Pouhon. And Hugo de Sadelaire trying to pull away from Jonathan Hershey and Leo Roussel. No damage so far on this opening lap at Spa-Francorchamps. Close racing, but no mistakes. Dragon Speed in 5th position ahead of the second Graf Racing car. Everybody jockeying for position. But it does look as though Hugo de Sadelaire is starting to ease away because Jonathan Hershey is coming under pressure from the poleman Leo Roussel. There is Leo Roussel down the inside for second place. Into Piff Paff, wasted no time in trying to get by. That was a great move so early in the race by Leo Roussel. Could see the leader escaping, doesn't want to allow that to happen. Out of the bus stop, Joel Camatias still ahead of Aaron Scott, but not by much. The Ferrari right behind the Porsche. Scott goes for the inside at La Source, little lock up, and he'll drift out wide. Camatias even wider on the AstroTurf, loses traction, change for the lead. Let's take another look at the start and watch the massive lockup from the orange car of Leo Roussel. But on the right-hand side in the second row, watch Hugo de Sadelaire cuts to the inside and squeezes through to grab the lead of the race. There was a bit of bumping and boring behind, the big lockup in front, everybody concertinaed, and just one fell at the first hurdle, the number 5 by Speed Factory LMP3 car. But they all made it safely through Eau Rouge.
4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow. We are under full course yellow. 4, bear right. I've got marshals on track at D4, bear totally to the right.
Debris is at Redion, but we have a new LMP3 leader there, is the AT racing car of Mikkel Jensen, and here's where he got by Wayne Boyd in the 3 United Autosports car, dived to the inside into Eau Rouge, and that is lots of commitment. G-Drive in the pits. Leo Roussel is in. Less than 20 minutes into the race. So this is obviously a different way of slicing up the strategy. They will take fuel. Surely no tyres though. Everybody else staying out under full course yellow. Here is our GT class leader, Spirit of Race Ferrari number 55, Aaron Scott.
3, 2, 1. Green, green. We are back to green. We're back to racing.
Everybody hard on the throttle again. Hugo de Sadelaire leading after just 4 minutes behind the full course yellows. And one pit stopper from G-Drive. And that's going to make it interesting to follow their race, as the strategy is completely different from everybody else. Hugo de Sadelaire, second in the championship for United Autosports, leading the race. And still lots of battles that started at the beginning of the race continuing. United Autosports happy with their start. Charlie is with Willow in.
Well, you guys are running second in the championship. You needed something special. I think that start was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was an awesome start by Hugo. That was definitely something special. And we need to keep it that way for the championship. We need to stay ahead of the orange car and just keep pushing. So, yeah, we have a good chance. We'll see.
Third place battle, Gustavo Jacquemin holding off Leo Roussel, who has a big lock-up into the bus stop, just avoids the Graf Racing car and loses ground to the Colombian. Well, it looks like Leo Roussel just arrived a little closer than he expected to the back of the Graf car, had a big lock-up. I'm not sure he was actually trying to pass, but that wouldn't have helped his tyres any. That odd fuel strategy as well means his car's a little bit heavier than the others, so they lie in 4th place. Charlie's down at G-Drive with Memo Rojas.
Yeah, Memo, not quite the start you would have planned for there.
Yeah, tough start by Leo. Unfortunately, he locked up the tires in the first corner, but you know, it's like this. It's a long race. We have a different strategy than most of our competition, so we'll see how it works out.
Battle for second in the GT class on board with Ross Gunn in the Beechdene Aston, slipstreaming up the long Kemmel Straight. Around the outside of Joel Kamatias in the Porsche, trying to get through, he does. Sweeps in front into Les Combes, drifts a little wide, and here's a chance for the Porsche to come back. Great mid to exit corner traction for the Porsche. And Joel Kamatias, an experienced competitor, gets back into second place into Bruxelles, ahead of the former British GT champion. And another former champion, Aaron Scott, only just in front in the Ferrari that leads the GT class. Up the straight we come again. Ross Gunn with the speed advantage in the Aston, and up into second once more ahead of the Porsche. And it does look as though he might make it stick this time. Leader in the pits, Hugo de Sedelaire heads to United Autosports for fuel. Looks as though he will stay in. 41 minutes of racing for the first front-running pit stop from the leader. Leo Russell now staying out. That short fuel stop under full course yellow gives the G-Drive car the race lead. Battle for third in LMP3, and whoosh, straight through goes the S&P Racing Dallara, the LMP2 car. Now look at the battle, here we go, and that LMP2 going by has slowed Antonin Borger in the dark Duquesne Engineering Norma. Jean-Baptiste Lahaye had to pull out early on the Kemmel Straight. Now he's not got a slipstream, he has to get back in the tow. He's going to cut across to the inside, late on the brakes, and through he goes into third place. Lahaye really thinking on his feet there, had to take advantage of the faster car. Lead battle in the GT class, Ross Gunn in the Beechdene Aston. Right behind Aaron Scott, you can barely see the Aston Martin apart from its wing sticking out. Gets a good tow up the Kemmel Straight. Aaron Scott sticking to the inside line, late on the brakes. Keeps the Ferrari's nose in front. Ross Gunn right with him. Past the Porsche a couple of times up the straight. It looks like he's got a straight line advantage on the Ferrari as well. Aaron Scott not going to give this up in a hurry. Ross Gunn is going to have to fight for it tooth and nail. Oh, that's trouble. There's a car upside down in the barriers at Pouhon. That looks like the Algarve Pro car. It is. He's gone off very fast indeed. And somehow the car has rolled over on the barriers. Leo Russell in the G-Drive pits, second stop for them, topping up again. They're sure the safety car's coming out.
Deployed, safety car deployed. Safety car on track.
Another interesting strategy call from G-Drive.
This is not a full course yellow, the speed is not limited to 80 kilometers an hour. So gentlemen, please line up behind the safety car.
Hugo de Sedelaire is in the 32 United Autosports car. Will Owen there ready to take over. And Charlie is down at Algarve Pro Racing. Let's see if they know what happened.
Matt, we just wanted an update really. Is everything okay with Andrea?
Yeah, Andre got back about 10 minutes ago. He's fine. We're still waiting to see the car. Some of the crew went to go check on that, but Andre's fine.
Just over an hour into the race, and Panis Barthez leading after the 22 and 32 cars have just stopped behind the safety car. Nightmare for the 21 Dragon Speed, only just ahead of our LMP3 leader, AT Racing, ahead of Ultimate and 360. United Autosports struggling at the moment. The GTE class leader, that's the Beechdene AMR. Now Darren Turner at the wheel, and that means Charlie can chat to his teammate, Ross Gunn.
Ross, it was a difficult qualifying for the Beechdene car, but you've had a really good run there. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. We started a little bit slowly, just keeping in touch with the guys, and then at the end the car really came on, so really pleased with the first stint, and let's see what Darren can do in the car now.
Safety car is in the pits. Flags are being replaced by green flags. No overtaking before the line in front of race control.
Back to green flag racing then after nearly 25 minutes following the Algarve Pro Cars crash. Timothy Beret leading the race. Leo Russell right with him in second place. And those two pulling away. LMP3 car in front of the rest of the field. They couldn't pass until they got to the start-finish line. There's the 21 Dragon Speed car that started on pole. Disappointing start to the race for them. Everybody now trying to build up some speed, some heat in those tyres. And Lea Russell looking for the lead of the race, attacking Timothy Beret the moment he gets the opportunity. 21 Dragon Speed car coming up the hill, leading the rest of the pack. All three classes thoroughly mixed together and all jammed up behind the safety car. Now everybody's trying to find a little bit of racing room.
Accident at D13. I have an accident at D13. I'm going to deploy the safety car on track. We are under safety car procedures.
Christian Ried's Porsche, the other car Jürgen Krebs, the Bi-Speed factory Ligier. Looks as though the LMP3 car hit the back of the Porsche. Lots of damage there as Christian Ried tries to head back to the pits. And the number 5 car goes onto a flatbed. Their race is over. And shedding a tyre, the Porsche might be out of the race as well. Into the pit lane he comes. And there's an awful lot of damage at the back. Lots of smoke. Flames too. That's not good news. Charlie's there with the team.
Christian, we didn't see what happened to cause the problems with the car. What happened?
I was fighting with the Aston and the Ferrari, and I was braking normally on turn 12 and just hit by LMP3 in the back. I really don't understand why, but it's absolutely no need to push another car out.
Track is green. Track is green.
Going green for the third time after 21 minutes of neutralisation. Will Owen leading the race in the 32 United Autosports car. Timothy Beret right behind. There's James Allen, the number 40 Graf Oreca. He's in third spot. So that's your 1, 2, 3, as close as that. And a challenge already for second place from James Allen. All over the back of the red and black Panis Barthez car of Timothy Beret. Up to the braking area for the bus stop. James Allen still behind Timothy Beret, looking for a way through. And in too deep, I think, perhaps for the Panis Barthez driver. The Frenchman made a mistake. In too deep, couldn't get onto the throttle. Here's a chance then for the Graf Racing car. Sweeps out wide up to La Source, the first corner, and now he's going to cut underneath. Timothy Beret had to try and defend deep into the corner, and of course he did. But there is the change for second in the race and in LMP2.
Car 90 is stopped at the exit of La Source, driver's left-hand side. We can see on the TV that the driver is trying to rejoin.
And that's the TF Sport car that leads the GT Championship. It's in trouble.
90 is now on the move. Car 90 is now on the move.
Whatever the issue was, it may not have gone away. James Allen pulls out of the slipstream, up to the braking area at Les Combes. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? It is James Allen, who sweeps around the nose of Will Owen, takes the lead of the race from the 32 United Autosports car. Almost on the 2-hour mark exactly, we have our fourth different race leader. So James Allen for Graf Racing out front and already trying to distance himself from United Autosports. The Graf cars qualified strongly, 3rd and 5th on the grid, and it's good to see them having a strong run as well in the race. It's been an eventful first 2 hours. Graf leading from United and Panis Barthez. G-Drive down in 6th position, and Dragon Speed only in 8th with the 21 car. 360 leading in LMP3 from AT and RLR. Beechstein inside the top 20 and leading the GTE class. Spirit of Race and JMW giving chase. 2 hours down, 2 to go.
I've got a car stopped after T1 on driver's right-hand side. We have yellow flags at T1.
Giorgio Mondini's Euro International Ligier has stopped. Meanwhile, Memo Rojas has the lead of the race for G-Drive, ahead of James Allen in the Graf Racing number 40 car. So yet another lead change, and again partly due to the odd strategy of G-Drive with their early pit stops.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow, full course yellow.
The Euro International car is 4th in the championship, but it will not score here. It's a retirement.
3, 2, 1. Green, track is back to green, track is back to green.
There's the leader, Mimo Rojas, back up to speed just ahead of the Graf Racing car. 6 minutes to neutralisation that time. Total of 54 minutes now in the first 2.5 hours of racing. So this has been a topsy-turvy Spa-Francorchamps race by anybody's standards. And so far the weather's had nothing to do with it. There is James Allen, and there is the leader. That is not 7.5 seconds. James Allen starting to close in on the G-Drive car. And Mimo Rojas in traffic. Of course, James Allen will hit that as well. Here is our GT battle. Andrew Howard in the Beechstein Aston Martin. Jody Fannin right behind him for JMW Motorsport. Two British teams, a British car and an Italian car. And at least this Aston is having a good run. TF Sports car, however, is not. And Charlie's there to ask why.
Well, Nikki, it's fair to say it's been a really difficult race for you guys. What exactly is wrong with the car?
What is wrong is that the whole front right piece is missing, so we are missing a lot of downforce on the front end. Very frustrating, especially as we are leading the championship, and it happened already 5 minutes into the race. So I had probably my most frustrating stint of the year out there. I think the only good thing was that I could smell the go-karts back there and the go-kart track. Otherwise, it was just, I'm super disappointed right now. And yeah, right now it's just getting the car home and getting the points we can.
Here's trouble, exit of Rédillon, and that's Neil Mouston looping it round, exiting Rédillon. And does he hit the barriers? Yes, he does in the M Racing YMR machine. Oh, that doesn't look good. A lot of rear end damage. I have a feeling that is going to be the end of their race. Four-time World Touring Car Champion Ivan Muller not looking overjoyed, is he? 3, 2, 1.
Full course yellow. Full course yellow.
Everybody down to 80 kilometres an hour. Immediately there's the lead battle, feet apart. Fifth neutralisation of the race. But no safety car to close everybody up. I'm afraid Neil Mouston losing control in Eau Rouge, a familiar sight. G-Drive planning their final stops, Rui Hirakawa. And here is Nicolas Lapierre waiting for the 21 Dragon Speed.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Track is back to green. Advise your drivers for the tire temperatures. Advise your drivers for tire temperatures.
No temperature in the tyres at all after 10 minutes at 80 kilometres an hour. Here's your GT battle. Jody Fannin harassing Andrew Howard. And as the LMP2 car goes through, so does Fannin around the outside into Piff Paff. Andrew Howard being cautious on those cold tyres. Jody Fannin just pushing it a little bit. And the JMW Motorsport Ferrari has the lead in the GT class. Battle for fourth, flat out, side by side.
He pushed me out. Unbelievable.
Roberto Lacourt in the Villorba car defending very hard against Rui Hirakawa. He's the Japanese driver onto the outside, flat out at the top of the hill. This is absolutely pinned in top gear. There was contact and Hirakawa did well to hang on to that. Pretty furious, Rui Hirakawa flashing the headlights. Oh, and again, Roberto Lacourt trying to squeeze him up against the pit wall in that Dallara. Up the hill they come. Hirakawa's going to have to be quite bold about this. Clearly the Villorba Corsa driver does not want to give the place away. Lacourt has eased him off the track and almost into the pit wall. Rio making room for himself, but they're still wheel to wheel and he just squeezes in front. Up to fourth he goes. Battle for second at Rédillon with an LMP3 car in the middle. Will Owen running out very wide, and here comes the SMP Racing Dallara. Matevos Isakian gets his nose in front.
Stop and go penalty on car number 9. The driver must stop the engine and start the engine alone and unaided. This penalty is due to the fact that the engine was not switched off during refueling.
Alexander Talkanitsa comes in to serve the stop and go. LMP3 leader, and he should retain the advantage. Here's his teammate.
Now we just had a stop and go, which is making everything a bit hectic, but I think we can hopefully manage the lead until the end of the race.
You talk about luck, you've not had the best luck this year, so perhaps you were due some. What would it mean to the team to get the win here?
We have not had any luck on our side this year, so I think we deserve it this time, and it means a lot for the team. They work really hard. The car was perfect all weekend, so I really think we deserve it this time.
Alexander Talkanitsa then, the LMP3 leader, serves the stop and go and still stays in front and overcooks it at the bus stop going by the Ferrari. Into the pit lane, the LMP2 leader, the race leader is James Allen. And he hands over to Richard Bradley for the final 50 minutes of the race. Change of lead coming up then. Here comes the 22G drive car. Ryo Hirakawa will be in front before the Graf Racing car leaves the pits. Richard Bradley strapped in, door is shut. Fuel is done. Now they do the tyres, but Ryo Hirakawa leads for G-Drive. And away goes the Graf car. Battle under braking coming up. SMP Racing's Matevos Isakian. Wow! Richard Bradley trying to go the long way around the outside.
Oh, he can't. Okay, we saw what happened on the video. Just wait to take off.
Bradley did get through, but he had to straight line the chicane to do it. He should give the place back.
Information to the pit line, stewards decision number 11. Drive-through penalty on car 22 for not respecting safety car procedure.
Rear box this lap, drive-through penalty. Box. Drive-through was not due, penalty for Leo. 9 laps, push hard.
Well, he might not have earned the penalty, but Ryo Hirakawa had to serve it, dropping down to 3rd place after the drive-through. Race leader Richard Bradley in the pits for the final time, inside 20 minutes to go. Matevos Isakian for SMP Racing will take the lead, but still surely needs another stop before the end of the race. There is the SMP Racing car. Couple of LMP3 cars in front of him. He's going to have to thread the eye of the needle here down into Eau Rouge and try and build an advantage now. Richard Bradley for Graf out of the pits. 8 seconds ahead of Ryo Hirakawa, so he is in 2nd position. SMP Racing are ready. In comes Matevos Isakian. Final pit stop for the Dallara. They will lose the lead. And that will put Graf Racing and Richard Bradley in front with less than a quarter of an hour to go. Graf take the lead. Where will G-Drive be? Richard Bradley, the race leader once more then for Graf Racing. G-Drive and SMP likely to finish on the podium, but in which order? G-Drive likely to be second after the SMP car comes out of the pits. Here's our GT leader, the number 51 Spirit of Race Ferrari of Giorgio Roda, ahead of JMW and Beechstein. Important points for Ferrari in the championship. The 90 Aston Martin, long way down. Ewan Hankey in 5th position. And being caught by the JMW Ferrari. Contact at the start, damaged the bodywork. Don't forget it stopped in the first part of the race. And those sorts of problems normally don't cure themselves. Still going though. Will Stevens in the JMW Motorsport Ferrari. He's 2nd in the GT class. Trying to get by the TF Sport Aston. On board with Ross Gunn, Beechstein, Aston Martin in 3rd place. They've already had 2 3rd place finishes this season. Looks like there might be another one coming up. They have had a good race here at Spa.
Power, no power, no power.
Car stopped in the start-finish straight on driver's right. He's on the right-hand side, be advised. Yellow flags at P19.
Sally Olick trying to restart the TF Sport number 90 Aston. Lights are back on. This has not been a good race for them. Fire in the hold. Yes, they are back underway with just under 10 minutes to go. Can it make it to the line and score some vital championship points? They may really need them at the end of the race in Portimao.
Information to the pit lane, drive-through penalty on car 40 for overtaking car 27 beyond the track limits.
If there's anything left in the tyre push, car in front, there's a drive-through penalty.
Drive-through in this lap.
Why?
King, drive-through, keep pushing, give everything. Drive-through this lap, drive-through.
And here's why. 40 minutes earlier, when he passed the SMP car, he thought he had his wheels on the track, but all four were off. And with 2 minutes to go, he's got a drive-through. Into the pit lane comes the leader for his drive-through penalty. He doesn't have to stop. But Ryo Hirakawa is closing fast. He's already at the bus stop. There's the G-Drive car. This is going to be epically close. They will be on the final lap. So basically 4 hours comes down to this. 1 lap of Spa, 2 cars nose to tail, and somebody is going to be heartbroken. There's the Graf Racing car. Ryo Hirakawa knows that that is the lead. That is victory. And there is about a second in it as they speed down the hill and into Eau Rouge. Richard Bradley in front. Ryo Hirakawa, can he win it for G-Drive? There is Bradley onto the straight. Slipstreaming up behind the United Autosports LMP3 car. He puts 1 car between himself and Ryo Hirakawa. He's into Les Combes. A quarter of the way round the lap, and Hirakawa held up by the LMP3 car, who has no idea of the huge drama that's unfolding in the final lap of the race. Richard Bradley into Bruxelles, but the G-Drive car looks like it's a little closer. Final lap of Spa. Nobody in the garages is breathing. Nobody can believe a drive-through penalty in the last 2 minutes. They didn't lose the lead, and Bradley is holding on, and Hirakawa's got no tyres left. Richard Bradley flashing his headlights. Halfway round now into Piff Paff, a slower LMP3 car in front. Will it hold him up? Where does he catch it? Still flashing the lights. Oh, and that is going to slow him down. Here's the chance for Hirakawa. And now, as they come out of curve Paul Frere, starting to climb up the hill, Richard Bradley is still in front, but the gap has diminished. It's going to have to be an epic last lap lunge from Ryo Hirakawa. Richard Bradley on the long, fast climb through Blanchimont, flat out. He's got enough. He's not going to be caught. Into the bus stop for the final time. It will be a couple of lengths, maybe not even that, but it is victory for Graf in Spa, and G-Drive lose by a metre or 2. What a way to win your first ever European Le Mans Series race. Graf Racing from G-Drive by half a second, with SMP taking third. AT Racing, the victors in LMP3. The Spirit of Race Ferrari winning the GT race.
What a race, you know. I promise you, I didn't try to make it that exciting on purpose, you know. I prefer the boring ones, but that was incredible. I mean, with all the drama at the beginning and the way it finished, and, you know, credit to these two, because I was quite lucky. I didn't have any full course yellows or safety cars. These guys had to deal with it all for me. So the whole team's done a fantastic job. I think it's a win that's been coming with our speed through the year, and it was, what a race. I'm still a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. Over the moon, though.
An astonishing finish and a great result for Richard Bradley and teammates James Allen and Gustavo Jacquemin. G-Drive took second. A win could perhaps almost have given them the title, and SMP take the podium in third spot. And that means we now have a 2-horse race. 18 points separate G-Drive and United Autosports. They'll take the title race to Portimao as Graf try and grab third from SMP and High Class. A first LMP3 win this season for the AT Racing number 9 machine, with a good run from pole position.
It's a great win. I think we have to say thank you to the mechanics. The car was awesome. Mikkel did a great job. Like, he basically put us in the position to win today. So yeah, great victory.
Talcanisa, father and son, on the top step with Mikkel Jensen. Second to Duquesne's number 7 car, Borger, Drew and Schatz. Their best results so far. And third to the class leaders, John Falp and Sean Rahal. They now have a 19-point gap over the 18 M Racing YMR before Portimao, and this will also be a two-horse championship battle. The GT win went to the 51 Ferrari that hadn't even finished on the podium in the first 4 races.
We did a really amazing job with the guys, with George and Rino. Also, we have the extra power and the extra energy from Gianluca. He was in the garage and like a team manager. So it was perfect. George did a really good first stint, and this probably was the key for the final result.
Bertolini, Mastronardi and Roda, an Italian car and an Italian crew on the top step. Rob Smith, Will Stevenson, Jody Fannin second for JMW, and a third place finish to the season for Beechstein with Andrew Howard, Ross Gunn and Darren Turner. And what a decider it'll be in GTE. 5 teams will still have a chance to clinch the title in Portimao next month. Buckle up for a fantastic finale. All 3 titles remain to be decided as we head to the 6th and final round of the 2017 European Le Mans Series in Portimao.
ELMS weekend. Adrenaline, speed, will-to-will, pure racing.
Join us for the ELMS weekend to see the European Le Mans Series, the Michelin Le Mans Cup and the TCR Portugal Series.
Join us, be there.
See you in Portimao.